guys.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Arkin.
And yours?
I'm Aaron.
What do you guys think of the community of the pub area?
Well, I mean, we live in Sneinton anyway,
Ah.
so this is quite close to our house. I mean, we tend to drive and just have one and then go back.
And literally after work, which I want to.
But I mean, I've been coming here for years. So I'm from Nottingham,
How many
born
years
and
have
bred.
you come?
So this kind of like was a bit of a staple in sort of our sort of group, because we had quite a lot of skaters in our sort of friendship group. Obviously, Sneinton Market's just literally around the corner, so we'd just come here and just have a pint. So I think it's kind of been this pub's kind of been fed by that sort of culture. I think the sort of the skate community. That's why it's a bit dishevelled and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So, how did you then end up joining with King Billy and making?
One of the lads in my band was he's a regular here,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
he just told me that, and he's vegan as well, so I don't know. But he was telling me he knew that the restaurant that was here before us, the Secret Pizza, he was leaving,
Yeah.
and he was like, should I have a chat with John, who owns the pub, and just kind of be like, might work for you. So we approached him and he said, yeah.
How have you enjoyed your time since you've been here?
Great, man.
Been amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
My name's John Blythe. I run the King Billy pub in Sneinton, and I've been running it for about 10 years and a few months now. So before that, I ran it with my dad for the first 3 years. He passed away in like 2017, and I've been doing it, well, not quite on my own. I've got some staff, but that's since then I've been basically responsible for the place. Well, my dad took over the Billy in about 2014. He'd had the Moot Hall on Cotton Road before then. He took it on from, I think it was Punch Taverns or Pub People, one of the pub companies, with a view to buying it from them. And for that first period, it was in his interest, and he kind of wanted to keep the pub a little bit quieter because you've got a busy pub, they're going to charge you more for it. And it just turns out for the first months in having it, every time the rep visited, there was a wake or a birthday party, and the pub was packed. And my dad was just quietly seething at how much it was going to cost him in the long run. According to him, they charged him too much. He told them to go and sling their hook and stick their bloody pub, and they came back with a lower offer that he took. I'm not sure how much that makes sense from a business perspective, but it's the story my dad tells, and it's the story I'll carry on telling on his behalf. Very shrewd businessman, my dad. At the minute, upstairs we've got a kitchen upstairs, but we don't have anything to do with that. At the minute we've got Carolina's Tex-Mex, which is a vegan and gluten-free Tex-Mex food, which they pride themselves on. If you didn't know, you wouldn't never guess that it's neither meaty nor glutinous. They're fantastic, they're tasty. But before that, we had Secret Pizza with a guy called Will Pettifer, who went all around town. He started off at Rough Trade, moved to Bunkers Hill. Basically, we don't have any part in that. As long as they've got a decent rating with the FSA and the customers are happy with them, we just let them do their own thing, and it's working really well. I haven't got a brain for food, so give the job to people who have. Yeah, the decor of the pub, this room is the extension. This was built 10 years ago. So if you go into the main snug and sort of lounge area, you've got kind of all the stuff on the walls in there is stuff that my dad's collected over a lifetime of running pubs. So there's stuff in that room that was hanging on the walls of the Fox in Sneinton in the 1980s. And this room, I think he'd run out of tap for this room, so I had to fill this one. So there's a lot of, my previous job was in video games, there's quite a few video game references. That wall over there, which is just full of A4 photos, that is our thank you to the customers who bought from us during lockdown, who bought from our sort of delivery service. And we just gave them a chance to sort of get their faces on the wall, because that kept us alive and me sane during a weird period. And it was very nice to, during lockdown, to be able to drive to people's houses and have a chat, which was a bit of a brain saver, that one, for them as well as me, I hope. Yeah, part of the big thing for me coming back was making the place a lot more welcoming to a broader selection of people. And part of that stems from the fact that I'm gay myself, and we had a part of that stems from the fact that I'm gay myself, and you just want to create an environment where that doesn't matter. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to worry about anyone being sort of like weird or obnoxious. And we just, as a group, as a staff, member staff, everyone knows that we don't put up with phobic isms and all that kind of stuff. It's not a hard thing. It's not as big as it sounds. You just don't want people making other people feeling unwelcome, no matter who they are. So that's a big thing. How else do I make people feel welcome?
Just simply the fact that you have got a pride flag upstairs in front of the window makes you different to 90% of the pubs in Nottingham.
Yeah, right.
And that is 100%, you know, when you walk in, just being someone who isn't part of that community, it's still incredibly welcoming, incredibly touching. Just
Nice.
It feels like within somewhere like
Maybe
that.
I should say paraphrase that.
I'm sorry.
So no, nice one.
Yeah.
So, like, we've got a pride flag upstairs, and that's not because we're a gay pub. It's just because I find that having that flag up deters the kind of people who would make people feel unwelcome, and it's just letting people know we are friendly to all, everyone's welcome, and please respect that.
Thank you very much.
Speaking as someone who, if I had to choose one thing I like most about the pub, it's all the alcohol in it. It's something of a pastime of mine, and I don't think I'd do the job if it wasn't there. And the people and the staff. It's just a generally lovely place that I can't imagine not being here.
Brilliant.
Anything else you want to add? What's your favourite pint?
My favourite pint is on cask is a pint of Endless Summer by Black Iris. We don't have it on all the time, but it's one of the few pints that I don't get bored of. I can drink all night. Normally I get an itchy tongue, and after like 2 pints I have to start moving around into the wines and the crafts. Yeah.
What are the Black Iris ones?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Any leave a message?
Yeah.
Well, King Billy and Sned will see you there.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And